Right there is going to be storage. That's right, everybody. We're about to do a little John boat build. That John boat back there that has been at the pond for a little while, it belongs to Chris's family, which is the pond owners, the landowners of the pond, and they have given us permission to do a little bass boat conversion to the John boat. We're gonna spruce it up a little bit. It's been out here a minute. So we're gonna load it up on the truck today, right there. Load it up, we're gonna go to Lowe's, we're gonna get some materials, we're gonna start the build. This build is probably gonna be a 2 or 3-parter, I'm not sure. This isn't gonna be your normal, you know, John boat to bass boat conversion where we do it all in one video, mainly because, well, dang it, it's winter and I need content. We're gonna do something of that sort today. We're gonna start the project, we're gonna tell you kind of what we're gonna do with it, and we really don't have a clue, honestly. We're just gonna wing it and hope for the best. It's gonna get us into those small lakes that have a restriction on motor size, because we've got a couple trolling motors that we can throw on the back of it, and we're gonna try to make it look nice, build a little deck where we can hopefully land some fish on. Thoughts?
Let's get it done.
Let's do it. Do our Lowe's thing now. We're gonna come in and get some plywood, get some 2x4s, screws, bolts, nuts, you know, John boat stuff.
Hey, cart girl.
Alright, I don't know how many times I do this when I'm doing these how-to videos, and I just never include y'all because I'm just so busy in getting the job done. This is why I'm not a how-to guy. What we're doing, I'm gonna lay out a frame for the front deck. We're gonna create a complete frame for it. Somewhere in the middle around here, we're actually gonna have a storage bin that we can lift up, you know, store soft plastics, different things. We're gonna carpet that seat back there with some plywood. Chris is actually cutting this wood right here. We're gonna lay some extra supports down there. We're gonna cover that with plywood and carpet it. So it's pretty much gonna be all carpeted, but we're gonna have a huge front deck up here. Trolling motor back there, we need to replace all of that wood, which we've got the wood to do that as well now, because the transom needs a little bit of TLC. That's what we're gonna be doing here. Let me get this framed out, and I got online at, you know, walmart.com and figured out what size bin we're gonna use there. So I'm gonna move y'all. We're probably gonna do some kind of what's it called when they do things really fast with no time lapse? Yeah, we're gonna do a time lapse. We're gonna do that thing. All right, so Chris is working on the like the subfloor, or not? Yeah, I guess it would be the subfloor of the bottom of the boat there in the middle. I'm working on the platform up front, and we're about to frame the thing out, or at least the absolute edges of it, and then we're going to add the center frames after I get that done. But that's where we're at. That's what we're doing. You've seen a little bit of a time lapse of us starting that process, and we're going to pick it up every now and then like this and go back to time lapse basically. The goal is to at least get everything framed out and painted today if possible. We may run out of time. But this is just a rough start to the boat. So I'm gonna get some screws in this and get all this tacked up and make sure it fits, and then we'll move on to the next thing. right, folks, that's gonna do it for day one of the build. We only had a few hours. We probably spent, what do you say, three and a half hours on working?
Totally.
So here's what it looks like so far. We framed out the deck. Right there is going to be storage. And we're going to use like a long storage bin. We're going to have a little drawer there to open up. That's actually to brace the bottom of it. And y'all can see the lip, and it literally goes from edge to edge. So all our soft plastics, a bunch of stuff can go in there. Deck's going to end here. We're going to carpet the bottom. We're actually going to build something over this and carpet this area as well. We're going to have a trolling motor. But that's day one. We didn't really have a whole lot of time, but you can sort of see it starting to come together. I think it's going to work out pretty well, actually. We also have to fix the transom back there. That's one thing that we also have to do with that big old piece of wood right there. So anyway, as far as the build goes, this is day one, and we're going to call it quits for now. And we'll catch you on day two. As always, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment below on any suggestions that we may be missing on this. But frankly, we're probably already going to be done by the time I upload this video, so those suggestions may go without notice. I mean, I'm just saying. Ladies and gentlemen, I bet you thought I was done, and that video would have been super short of like day one of the boat build. Well, actually, the very next day, we're doing day two. So I want to show you, or you've probably already seen, we picked up something today. Come on back, you're fine. That's right. That's really bad. Let's turn this way. There we go. We picked up something today because, well, that boat over there is pretty heavy. That boat right there with all this wood, I mean, it was already heavy enough as it was, but adding this wood, we haven't even put a deck on top of it yet. It's already pretty heavy. We're not going to be able to put that in the back of the truck. That's just really not feasible the way we got it to here. So we did some searching online last night, and we found this little thing that needs some TLC. Picked up a little bit of trailer, a little bit of rust. And kind of hard to get the, you know, the little third wheel there going, and probably gonna need a new winch, but we can handle that. Maybe even need a new one of these thingy-majiggers. I mean, that thing looks rough. And need a new bunk. I need new bunks right there. Gonna replace that one. A little bit of AstroTurf. The tires are two different sizes, so rims are fine, but the tires are two different sizes. I think we're going to order just brand new rims for it. And the biggest thing is that we have absolutely no lights on. Well, we kind of have a light there, but not really. So a little bit of tender loving care on this thing, and we'll have a trailer for the John boat to bass boat conversion, the new little 10 rig bass boat. And there's actually something that we may even be picking up later tonight that's going to make this like above and beyond what we thought it was going to be. So yeah, we're going to continue on. We're actually probably going to measure out the boat deck, the main front deck of the boat here shortly.
What's up, guys?
I mean, what have we done? What did you do? Like, what have we done?
As far as the boat?
Yeah.
We got a John boat, we're going to convert it, we bought a trailer, and then we're going to buy some power for it.
So much for a cheap conversion.
It's been cheap so far.
I mean, we got $100 in materials for the inside. $200 for the trailer. It's going to need a little bit of love. About $100 worth of rims and tires. I don't know how much lights cost. We're going to need to put lights on it.
Shouldn't be too much.
Couple little bolts and screws hit there.
Some more oil.
So from a long video ago that I don't know that y'all got to see, maybe you did get to see the video, is where I took my dog out on the boat for the first time. But the winch on the boat broke while I was out there. I sort of fixed the winch that broke. I think that winch would be fine for a small boat like that because we're not having to really crank it. I think it would be fine. So we've already got that piece. The little rubber piece up front and a lot of oil on the wheel there. The little, what do you call that? The wheel that you crank there, what is that called? The little wheel that props it up so it doesn't fall, you know, the hitch doesn't fall down. That thing, and then, you know, some 2x4s and some little AstroTurf for new bunks, and then it should be fine. I mean, we made it from, how many miles did we drive? What did you think, 30?
20 miles.
20, 30 miles, something like that, and it survived, even with those terrible tires that we were kind of nervous about. What we're gonna do right now is we're gonna take this, there's Rain. Rain's getting bigger, and Rocco. And we're going to take cardboard. I'm gonna stitch it all together. We're gonna get a template for the boat over there, and then we can cut the wood later, because we're gonna meet up with a guy about something special here shortly. Sorry about that. Totally 100% forgot you guys were even there. But what we're doing is we've taken a bunch of cardboard boxes and we're laying them out in a pretty much like a diagram, so we can lay this on top of the plywood and just mark it off and then cut it. So it's obviously dark, but here's what we're doing. We took our cardboard out, we laid our plywood down, and now we're just going to trace out these edges. One thing we did realize, if you lift up the cardboard just a little bit, there's going to be a little bit of a gap down there. Not a big deal, just a little cosmetic. It's not going to go directly from edge to edge at the very back, because we carried it too far, but we also want a longer deck. So really all we're going to do is trim that little part and then come over here and do the same thing over here up to the edge, and then it should just slide right in and fit. And then we paint it to seal it up. So we've got some paint that we're going to put down. It's exterior paint. It's going to seal up the wood, because when we put carpet on it, obviously there will be water that goes through that. We don't want that wood to rot or warp. So we're going to do that, and then that's pretty much it. We need to cut out a hole for the storage area, and then we're ready to go. I also have got one more surprise we just went and picked up, and I'll explain that here shortly. I say just trace it on out. It's going to be a little wavy, but we just follow the rough guide it gives us, and it should be good enough. Lines are drawn. Next time episode of the building of the boat, we'll cut it and then prime it. So let me show y'all what we did. I'm not going to show you the new one, because that'll be probably for another video. And plus, I don't want to go, rummaging through Chris's house. But we were going to use like a little trolling motor, like tiller handle on the back, and then Chris got a wild hair. And this is what's actually going to be the trolling motor. Yep. That one right there is going on the John boat. You may be wondering what's going on this boat. Well, we're going to change it out for a motor guide that's got 22, or right around 20 more pounds of thrust. I think to be exact, it's like 17 more pounds of thrust, but it's going to be 20 more pounds of thrust. So 17 more pounds of thrust is going to go on this boat. So we're going to take this eventually off, and we're going to move it to the old John boat outside. So the John boat will have a nice foot pedal and all that good stuff. So that's going to do it. This is a 2-day build. I know I kind of acted like, this was going to be, I was going to do part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. I think it's only going to be a 2-parter. But for this part, I think we're done. We've pretty much got the deck outlined. We just got to cut it, paint it.
Well, I got decorations for it though too.
Oh, check this out. Yeah, and this is for both boats, I believe. Do you have one for both boats, or just the John boat? Look at that. Carpet logo. I'm telling you, we're doing big things. When you get Chris on a project, he just won't stop. He just goes, he goes crazy, and it is my fault. I understand. That's gonna do it. Like I said, like the video, comment below on what you want to see out of the boat build, because I am probably gonna post this, and we're probably gonna be a couple weeks before we pick back up the build. But I'm excited about it. I know you're gonna be excited to get the new trolling motor on the boat, so you can take it out actually. So we need to do that as well, and that'll probably be in the same video, swapping out the boat, the trolling motors. And as always, hit the red subscribe button, turn it gray, hit the ding dong notifications if you want to be notified anytime we drop a new video, and that's going to do it. So John boat is well on its way, and the big boat gets a new upgrade. So everybody wins except your wallet. work to spend it. So anyway, catch you guys later.